nakakakaba dahil sa husay ng bawat isa. Sigawan ay yumayanig kapag nag 3 points na. Bawat bayay di patatalo, buong barangay ay suportado. Kahit ano ang mangyari, sama-sama tayo. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL, Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Bawat bayan ay sumasaya kapag may labay nagkakaisa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yumayanig ang bakbakan. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang kupunan. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. Ang bawat laban ay nakakakaba dahil sa husay ng bawat isa. Sigawan ay yumayanig kapag nag 3 points na. Bawat bayay di patatalo, buong barangay ay suportado. Kahit ano ang mangyari, sama-sama tayo. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL, Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. sumasaya kapag may labay nagkakaisa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yumayanig ang bakbakan. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang kupunan. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. Ang bawat laban ay nakakakaba, dahil sa husay ng bawat isa. Sigawan ay yumayanig kapag nag 3 points na. Bawat bayay di patatalo, buong barangay ay suportado. Kahit ano ang mangyari, sama-sama tayo. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL, Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Bawat bayan ay sumasaya kapag may labay nagkakaisa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yumayanig ang bakbakan. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang kupunan. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. Ang bawat laban ay nakakakaba, dahil sa husay ng bawat isa. Sigawan ay yumayanig kapag nag 3 points na. Bawat bayay di patatalo, buong barangay ay suportado. Kahit ano ang mangyari, sama-sama tayo. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. sama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL, Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Bawat bayan ay sumasaya kapag may labay nagkakaisa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yumayanig ang bakbakan. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang kupunan. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. Ang bawat laban ay nakakakaba dahil sa husay ng bawat isa. Sigawan ay yumayanig kapag nag-3 points na. Bawat bayay di patatalo, buong barangay ay suportado. Kahit ano ang mangyari, sama-sama tayo. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL, Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Bawat bayan ay sumasaya kapag may labay nagkakaisa. Luzon, Visayas.
Isang maligayang Huwebes sa inyo mga kaliga. This is the Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, and for the second time this season we are coming to you live from the West Arena in Valenzuela City for our Thursday triple header. King Destacamento, our reigning player of the week and the best player in their last game. He had a triple-double, his first of his career, 15 points, 12 rebounds, 10 assists, 4 blocks as well against the Imus Agimat last week on 6 out of 9 shooting. He will be matched up today against JRU heavy bomber Joshua Giab, who now plays for the Muntinlupa Cagers. He had a double-double of 17 points, 11 rebounds, 3 assists, and a couple of steals in that big victory against the Bataan Risers. Both of these teams coming off victories. Later on at 6 o'clock p.m., the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards will be staking their unbeaten record against the Bacolod City of Smiles. And in our last game, the Valenzuela Classic will be defending their home court against the Bulacan Cuyas, who are looking to arrest a 5-game slide. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Javi Palanya, joined by Coach Mike Perez. Coach Mike, both of these teams coming off victories. Itong Muntinlupa finally getting into the win column, while Sarangni also snapping a 5-game losing streak. Both of these teams will seek back-to-back victories this afternoon. What will it take for both teams to extend their winning run?
Well, I think the team that controls the pace of the game is the one that actually comes out winning. Muntinlupa loves set plays, little bit slow break. Pero pag tinignan mo itong Sarangani, takbuhan naman ng laro nitong mga to. So kung sino ba mamayagpag, yung takbuhan o yung setup, makikita natin mamaya.
So pace is the key word right there dun sa sinabi ni Coach Mike. Abangan natin which of these teams will control that pace this afternoon. The third member of our broadcast panel is Miss Andrea Indicio. Andrea, kamusta ang ating dalawang kupunan ngayon?
First of all, happy Thursday sa inyong lahat at happy nga ang ating first two teams dahil finally na-break na nila ang kani-kanilang losing streaks. For Muntinlupa, of course, uplifted ang kanilang spirits, lalo na daw ngayon na nagkakaamuya na ang kanilang mga players. But actually, they have a new court general, and that is Alfred Flores, who will be playing his first game with the team today. Sa kabila naman na for Sarangani, sabi ni Coach John Calios, finally nakita na niya yung matagal niya nang hinahanap na improved maturity sa team. However, kung sa kabila may nadagdag, sa kanila naman, they will be missing the contributions of their two SGL players na sina Oftana at Villarente. Javi and Coach Mike.
Thank you so much, Andrea. Well, those are big blows to the rotation of Coach John Calios. Of course, Villarente and Oftana going back to their mother teams now. They are in the midst of their build-up for the collegiate season. Well, ito Muntinlupa, it's going to be exciting that they're going to have a new floor general in Alfred Flores. Let's take a look at our team standings here in the Northern Division. Coach, what's happening here?
Well, Pampanga and San Juan continues to be out there. It's a 6-game win streak for both of them. Lalo na yung game ng Pampanga against Pasay. Woo, that was a really nice game. But you see, Nueva Ecija tonight, they're going to be going up against Bacolod, and they're going to try to protect that 6-game win streak. Samantala, Valenzuela and Bulacan in the north, they're really looking to get back into their winning ways after really painful losses in their last match against Manila and Nueva Ecija.
It continues to be tighter in the Northern Division. The same can be said here in the Southern Division. May dalawang teams pa na hindi nakakabutas dito, Coach.
Yep. Zamboanga, Quezon, and Parañaque, about that win by Parañaque yesterday. Really close one, and just goes to show you the kind of character and maturity that Parañaque has been in this season. But Sarangani against Muntinlupa, again, they're gonna try and get a win streak here. Same case for Muntinlupa. Samantala, ang Bacolod naman really looking to get back into winning form after a 5-game losing streak, the last one being against Zamboanga.
Well, what's important right now is no team can relax. We are already in the midst of the middle of our season, at lahat ng teams gusto na mamuhunan ng panalo at this point of the tournament, because ayaw naman nila to fall into some deadlocks come the end of the season. Delikadong season yan para sa kanila if they get into that at the end of our campaign. Let's talk about the last games of both squads. Sarangani snapped their 5-game losing streak in their last match against the Imus Agimat. Now, this was a game that proved to have a lot of pace.
Right, a lot of pace. You're speaking of threes and fast break points. And, well, one thing that really happened, King Destacamento, man, triple-double, 15, 12, 10. Ang mas spectacular dyan is yung 4 block shots and 60% field goal shooting. They used the third quarter run that really did that number in para dito sa Sarangani. But when you look at the stats, 42% shooting, there was a -10 in terms of perimeter attempts, pero kita mo, +16 3-point attempts and +4 makes para dito sa Sarangani. But they gotta work on their rebounds. They were -16 there. And the fast break, plus 30 points. That was pretty huge leading up to that win by Sarangani.
But you talk about the rebounds, coach. That's been their biggest problem of this season, getting on the glass, collecting those rebounds. That game against Imus was very tight. It had 16 ties and 17 lead chases. Tawid tayo sa kabilang panig. Let's talk about the Muntinlupa Cagers. Their last victory against, actually their first victory against the Bataan Risers. And what a time to come against a formidable team in the north like the Bataan Risers.
Yeah, at saka importante dyan, yan ang pinaka-kompletong naging laro ng Muntinlupa Cagers so far. They talk about collapsing in the second half. This time around, wala, pukpukan sila pagdating ng second half. They it reached a huge turnaround pagdating sa defensive boards and used a lot of point to score. And the important thing is they never gave up. I mean, that third quarter run by Dave, Jasper, and Asidre, collecting 13 of the 19 third quarter points, really started to show na lalaban at lalaban itong mga Cagers. And so you look at the stats, minus 16 in field goals, plus 5 in field goal makes, but the assist and the points in the paints really have done well para dito sa Cagers, in the hope na same's gonna happen today as they go up against Sarangani.
Coach Mixon Ramos and company would want to have back-to-back victories here today, but the same can be said for Coach John Calios and the Sarangani Marlins. Umpisa na po natin ang laro na to. Let's turn you over to Miguel Pereira.
MPBL Facebook page, YouTube channel, MPTV Signal Channel 98, MPTV Channel 53 on satellite, and on Pilipinas Live app. Let's meet our starters, beginning with the Sarangani Marlins. Forward number 19, Sam Peralta. Also at forward number 22, Yuki Kawamura. At center number 34, King Destacamento. At guard number 14, Megan Galang. And the other guard number 7, Jomar Madayag. Coaching the Sarangani Marlins is Master J.K. John Calios. Assistant coaches Gilbert Cole, Jeff Cleophas, Manuel Aglibut, and Jock Labrador. Team manager is architect Andrew Bellarmino. Now, the starting five for Muntinlupa Cagers, Albert Paramount. Starting at guard, number 9, Jasper Cuevas. At center, number 25, Ryan Arenal. At forward number 6, McCoy Marcos. Also at forward number 5, Joshua Giab. And the other guard, number 0, Dave Moralde. Their head coach is Mixon Ramos. Assistant coaches, Alex Calveng, Jerry Andalion, Noel Villapa, and John Capulong. Team manager is Vince Harder. Team owners are Kaiser and Grace Galvez. Attorney Jem C. and Visayas.
Starting five of this game brought to you by Buenas. Jomar Madayag, Megan Galang in the backcourt. King Destacamento will reprise his role in the starting lineup together with Sam Peralta and Yuki Kawamura para sa Sarangani Marlins. For the Muntinlupa Cagers, it'll be the same. Jasper Cuevas, Dave Moralde, RJ Arenal, McCoy Marcos, and Josh Gia para kay Coach Mixon Ramos. Andrea mentioned in our report earlier at the top of our coverage that Muntinlupa will be parading a new floor general this afternoon in Alfred Flores. We will be seeing him later on. It's going to be interesting how he fits into the scheme of things for Muntinlupa.
Yeah, and you know, one thing that Muntinlupa has done in this game, ni-retain lang niya yung starting five na from the previous game. I mean, why fix it if it's not broken? So you just continue with these starters and hopefully, you know, magtutuloy-tuloy yung magandang start na yan para dito sa Cagers.
Para naman sa Sarangani, if Muntinlupa was able to add, nabawasan sila. Sabi ni Andrea, Wilmar Oftana and Felix Villarente will not be with the Sarangani Marlins. They are now in the midst of their preparations for the collegiate season. So bumalik na sila sa kanilang mga mother teams.
An interesting rin dito kung paano mag-fit in si Flores, lalo na point guard position yung what he's gonna do. And so leading these guys in blue today is gonna be crucial. But then again, kung takbuhan na pag-uusapan natin, Sarangani, you gotta go back defensively if you're the Cagers.
But interesting, Coach, that you mentioned at the top of our coverage that Muntinlupa likes to play in the half court more, considering they also have young legs.
Yep. And kaya makikita mo for the most part sa lahat ng games nila, the fast break point is not really a key factor where they get most of their points. Really, it's more points in the paints because of the setup plays. And they love to run those post actions and those staggered screens if they can't get the fast break. Unlike itong Sarangani, talagang from the get-go, tingin ka agad sa kabila kung may opening.
playing like the Phoenix Suns of Coach Mike D'Antoni. No score yet for both squads. A minute gone by here in the first quarter. Galang spots for 3. That's off to the right. Cuevas looks ahead. Makoy Marcos. Reverse layup. That's good. That's first points of this match. Marcos only had 5 points in that game against Bataan. Played 16 minutes in that one. That's an air ball galing kay Jomar Madayag.
And Makoy Marcos, given 16 minutes lang yung nilaro niya last time, he was really crucial right here. Good little seal screen right there for Makoy to claim that baseline side.
And considering that he played against one of their bitter rivals in the NCAA, the CSB Blazers, he really is thriving here in a coaching staff that is filled with the JRU Heavy Bombers coaching staff.
Yeah, that's right. And so, minsan, you really have to create your own spot within the team, regardless kung saan ka nang galing. You know, it's very important how you fit into the current system.
But also that proves the maturity of Makoy Marcos,
Right.
no? And his willingness to learn.
Yeah.
Galing dito kila Coach Mixon Ramos. Of course, Coach Mixon is the deputy of our colleague, Coach Louis Gonzalez. I'm sure he's watching right now. Never misses a game, even when he's not covering. Shout out to you, Coach Louis.
And I gotta give it to Coach Mixon in that game. Up to the very end, these guys hindi bumitaw kasi hindi rin bumitaw si Coach Mixon. I mean, he was there even on that very last defensive stop, making sure na nakuha ng kanyang mga players yung instructions niya.
Struggle to get that basket right there para kay Dave Moralde. Here come the Marlins. Kawamura gives it up. Destacamento at the top of the key. They go high-low. That's stolen by Muntinlupa. Marcos dishes off. Giab with a finish.
Boy, Gia, that wasn't an easy finish against the lengthy player in King Destacamento. Kita mo si King, he's able to run in the entire length of the floor because of his reach and because of his agility and athleticism.
4-0 is the count. Sarangani yet to get on the board. Jumper from the perimeter is no good. Cuevas collects the rebound.
That's the 5th missed attempt so far here for Sarangani. And right now, Muntinlupa going 2 out of 6. Maybe the heat getting to Sarangani right now. This place is really hot.
Oh, yeah. Josh Giab making it 6-0 right now for Muntinlupa.
Well, minsan yan ang key if you're going up against King Destacamento. Put a big man that's very mobile to keep his defense very busy right there. Good recognition. 2 on the ball, free yung gitna, bigay natin siya titira.
This is a game filled with mobile big men. Sam Peralta is definitely one of them. Finally getting the first basket of the game para sa Sarangani.
Andiyan pa si Koy Alves, no? Para sa Sarangani.
He will be coming off the bench this afternoon. Marcos turns the corner. Destacamento right there, swatting that shot away. He had 4 blocks in their last game. Arenal on the recycle. Marcos fakes the pass, but takes 1 step too many right there on the baseline.
Boy, nakikita mo yung mga players ngayon. Pawis na. We're barely into the halfway point, I guess, of the first quarter. But this heat really is getting to the players.
Coach, nag-warm up pa lang talagang agatak na yung pawis na itong mga player na to.
Right.
This is the play of the game brought to you by Buenas. Josh Giab able to score inside. Double-double finish for him in that big win against the Bataan Risers as King Destacamento scores from short range.
Very important na maidagdag ni King Destacamento yung perimeter jumper na yan in his arsenal because he's getting into a lot of screen and roll action and, you know, perimeter jumpers are going to be key for him.
2-man fast break. Everything but the shot right there for Sarangani. But here comes Destacamento with a steal. Destacamento, the cross jab, right hand layup is good. Boy, that was just in a matter of 15 seconds.
Yeah, versatility thy name. This time is King Destacamento. Defense on the other end, get perimeter jumper, get a steal, run the other way, finish off against the guards, 2 of them in fact, and finishing with the right hand, going ambidextrous. King Destacamento, the triple-double guy for Sarangani.
Moving like a guard. We'll take a short break here. Timeout on the floor. We're tied at 6.
Nagbabalik ang MPBL. Despite the heat that we are experiencing right now, sabi ni Coach John Calios, walang problema, sanay kami sa ganito. Ganito rin daw kasi sa practice gym nila. Plus, they actually feel good in this venue dahil dito daw nila nakuha ang kanilang unang panalo this season. Speaking of getting a win, Coach John says disiplinado sa opensa itong Muntinlupa, contradicting sa run and gun style nila. So kung gusto daw nating ma-foresee ang magiging result ng larong ito, most likely, makikita na raw agad natin yung sagot depende sa magiging tempo ng game. Just like what you guys said earlier in the pregame, right, Javi and Coach Mike?
Tama ka dyan, Andrea. Well, it is staggering. The heat is sizzling right now here inside the West Arena. Sana humuba na to as we progress throughout the day. You have the fall-away jumper. That's no good. Jomar Madayag directing traffic from the backcourt. Destacamento needs a teammate. Bottled up here by the defense on top. Madayag gets it to King. Destacamento with a hand in his face. Offensive rebound to Megan Galang. That rattles out. Jasper Lungalang making his first appearance in this one.
Good fake.
Oh, Josh Giab. He too is a guy that speaks a lot of versatility in his game.
Yeah, and defense to offense right here para sa Cagers. Good play on that little fader on the side by King. Nakita nila nakapasok kanina, but March says no, you're not getting that. And once they got that ball, they quickly ran the other way. And a good recognition there, good fake, up and under, off-leg finish.
That's our fast break of the game, brought to you by New Star Max. Win to the max. Ryan Suwal has now checked in for Coach John Calios. Pati na rin si Francis Clarino. Here he is driving inside, making the contact, is just unable to get that shot to go. Lungalong transition 3, overshoots. De Leon the rebound, swatted away by Destacamento. That's number 2 already.
Yeah, when you talk about interior defense, King's got to be up there. And so long as he's got a very good body right there in Koy Alves, who's also very lengthy and very athletic, that inside paint action is going to be a little bit difficult for the Cagers if they go up against these tall guys.
Bongay hands it off. Lungalong trying to go for the reverse. That's a tough angle to work with, especially when you have the Destacamento in front of you. Clarino all the way to the cup for 2.
Yeah, kita mo yung contrasting na style doon. Ang hirap pumuntos dahil nakahaba ng mga players, King and Koy combined. On the other end, they don't have that lengthy player, speaking of the Cagers, and so it's got to be help side defense comes to that penetrations by the Sarangani.
Bongay getting the drop pass. That's an easy 2 points underneath. Good big man to big man connection there for Jasper Bongay and March De Leon.
Tsaka nagpaganda dun yung recognition na 2 on the ball, somebody's gonna be free. And Bongay right there giving it up.
10-8 lamang ng dalawa ang Muntinlupa. Clarino trying to go baseline. Almost had that door shut for him. Koy Alves, baseline jumper, no good. Look at King Destacamento. Just short on the reverse. Matakbo dito ang Muntinlupa. That's Flores now making his first appearance for Muntinlupa this season. Kawamura able to get to the hole.
Again, it's twice already. Pinag-uusapan natin. Rim protection. That's one key challenge really for the Cages. A lot of these young guys really are more wingmen that's forced to play the shaded area, except for I guess Gia, who's really good in there. But the others gotta come up and help every time on a dribble penetration.
There's a foul called here against Sarangani, pero tingnan muna natin to. Alfred Flores trying to go fancy right away there, but Clarino had other things in mind, and then Kawamura going high off the glass against Jasper Lungalong. That was a tough finish.
Wala lang talagang rim protection, pero nakikita mo yung depensa ni Jasper right there. Hindi unchallenged layup yon, talagang sinabayan niya. It's really just a good finish right there.
14 seconds on the shot clock here for Muntinlupa. Scores 12-10. Ball tapped out of bounds. It will stay with the Marlins. Ryan Suwal had 25 points in their last game. Continues to be the top scorer this season para sa Sarangani, averaging 19 points per game. But the question is, what will happen to Sarangani once Suwal gets back to his college team? He is an SGL player. Pero dako muna tayo dito sa Muntinlupa. Bongay scoring inside on the seal. Take a look at that. Delivery galing kay Alfred Flores. Basket in one para kay Jasper Bongay.
Yeah, that is a good read right there. Wala si King Destacamento, Koy Alves lang ang nando, nasa weak side pa siya. You know, that's a good play on the low block para dito sa Cagers.
I'm sorry, I have to correct myself. It's not Jasper Bongay, it's Errol Bongay.
Yeah, it's Errol.
Saan ka ba nakuha yung Jasper? Ang dami kasing Jasper dito sa Muntinlupa eh. Suwal gets it off the back. Giving the lead back to Sarangni.
Alam mo, tama ka Dan. Ang daming Jasper sa Muntinlupa kasi yung best friend namin bata, Jasper ang pangalan.
Talaga?
Yeah.
Arts De Leon trying to emulate some of his kuya's mat moves. Just couldn't get the finger roll to go there. Sawal wants a screen from Jumawas. He rejects it. Step to the side, three-pointer. Way off the mark.
Meantime, medyo way off ang mga field goal percentage pagdating sa 3 points dito sa Sarangani. They're now 0 out of 5 on their last 5 attempts. That last one by Suwal. And to your point kanina, Suwal, anong mangyayari pag nawala sa Sarangani? Well, definitely tatamaan yung 3-point attack nila. You know, it's predicated really on 3 points and fast break ang opensiba nito ni Coach John. And so, sino ang magi-step up? Yun ang malaking tanong.
Where do they get their offensive production?
Tama.
Arts De Leon faces up, takes the jumper. A little bit too strong. There's a foul against Muntinlupa. It's going to go the way of the white shirts. Rocky Isidre, one of the, you could say, 2 veterans here for the side of Muntinlupa. Of course, the other one being team captain Dave Moralde. 2 former Bacoor City strikers. Clarino uses the ball screen of Alves. Diputado is now in the game. Koy thought twice on the three. Suwal will not hesitate, and you can't leave him that wide open.
Good look, yeah. I mean, ang dami nang gumagamit ngayon ng mga step-up screen, just what like Koy Alves did earlier. And once he gets that ball, you just gotta locate your shooter on the other end and swing it the other way. And rightfully so, Ryan Suwal made that 3.
Cross-court pass gone wrong there para sa Muntinlupa. That's another turnover para sa kanila. Clarino on the left side. Diputado off the pin down. 2-man action between Alves and Rev Diputado is stolen by a Flores. Alfred trying to beat everyone with his speed, and he draws the foul. He will take 2 shots.
Well, you like that Alfred is finally coming into play here para dito sa Cagers. It really is a must that he be that spitfire of a guard para dito sa Cagers, which I feel medyo kulang in the previous game. So yung speed side, I guess that's what Flores brings to the Cagers.
And aside from the speed, coach, this guy could score. A stalwart out of the ICC Blue Hawks program.
Yeah.
Once scored 44 points in the NCRAA.
Wow. He really is something to admire at the guard position, and this is a really good acquisition and addition para dito sa Cagers.
Bata to ni Coach J. Agsalud.
Oh yeah.
Flores converting on that second free throw. Muntinlupa down by 1. Oh, that's a technical foul. Little elbow sticking out there.
Oh. Medyo pesky defender rin kasi ito si Flores. He's not afraid to get into action, lalo na on the defensive side.
You could see right away kung bakit siya pinikap ni Coach Mixon Ramos.
Yeah.
And not only can he score, he can be such a pest defensively.
And you see Coach John earlier. I talked to Coach John, so sabi ko sa kanya, what do you think are... You did really good 3 points and fast break the last game. Do you see that same thing coming? Well, actually, sabi niya, natutuwa ako dahil lumabas na yung character nga ng mga players niya, no? And the system has finally resulted into another win para dito sa Sarangani. And when you go back dun sa unang panalo nila, which is here, I guess that was against Mindoro, their second game. They won by 6. And Mindoro is a half-court set team. So para ulit na naman to, no? Muntinlupa is a half-court set team. We'll see how this goes for Coach John.
Crew Chief Alan Manzano trying to clarify with Sir George Magsino kung kanino ba dapat talaga mapupunta ang bola dito. But it will stay with Sarangani dahil technical foul lang naman ang tinawag, hindi naman offensive foul. 16 seconds left in our first quarter. We're all tied up at 15 apiece. Ano nangyayari dito? There's still some clarifications being made there. Coach John Calios is not happy with what has been transpiring in the last few moments. I think he's trying to contest dahil isa na lang ang natitira sa kanilang shot clock. Isang segundo na lang.
Right. And, you know, you expect both coaches to be doing the same. A lot of contentions today because, after all, gusto mo maka 2-game win streak man lang this season, ano? So this is a good chance for both these coaches, Coach John and Coach Mixon, respectively.
It took more than a month for Sarangani to get its second win of the season at game against the Imus Agimat. And Coach, you talk about the character development here for Sarangani that Coach John Calios mentioned during your conversation earlier. It really blossomed in that game because they were up in the third quarter, entering the fourth period. At then Imus seized the lead in the last 3 minutes of that game, 93-89. And then they went on a 13-0 blast to be able to seal the game.
And, you know, the good thing is that nag-respond yung mga bata sa call ni Coach Jan. Sabi ni Coach Jan, in third tsaka fourth quarter, dun talaga kami hirap eh. You know, magandang start, slow finish. So, masaya ako na natapos namin ng maayos yung larong yun, which led up to the panalo. And so, he's hoping na ganun rin ang mangyari dito sa larong ito. Kasi if you look at their previous games, you know, Bulacan, they lost just by 4 points. Manila, they lost just by 3 points. And really very winnable games. And yung record nila could be a little bit better had they won those close games against those teams.
But Coach, don't you think that their bad finishes in the third and fourth quarters could be because of the pace that they continue to try and play with?
Yeah, that could be one factor to that. That's a good point, Javi. I mean, the many times that you go back and forth, up and down the floor, it could entail on you, and sabi nga, may singil yan sa dulo. Maaring yun na nangyayari dito sa Sarangani towards the second half of the games that they played.
I mean, yes, they are young legs. They are young players here in the league, one of the youngest teams that we have dito sa MPBL. But still, you know, if you go up and down the court with that kind of pace throughout the game, talagang mapapagod ka.
Iba rin kasi pag condition, lalo na ito sa sitwasyon natin nga na sobrang init dito. I mean, you know, I'd like to think this favors Muntinlupa because they play a little bit slow break game. But when you think of it, kung tatakbo naman itong Sarangani, mapupwersa rin tumakbo itong Muntinlupa para dumepensa. So, not really that much of an advantage.
We've actually been seeing a lot of transition opportunities as well para dito sa Muntinlupa. They're trying to keep it step with the fast pace that Sarangani is trying to play with.
Right. And so far, this has been really close between these two teams. I guess the only difference would be, you know, the 3-point mix.
All right, matagal pa rin na naging diskusyon dito on the floor. We'll take a short break. Magbabalik kami.
Ladies and gentlemen, the official time remaining in the first quarter is 33 seconds.
All right, back here inside the West Arena in Valenzuela City after a long conversation on the side by our officiating crew. We are back, and the official time, 33 seconds left on the clock here in the first quarter. Jomao As sees Alves. He loves those elbow jumpers.
Yeah, ganda nung setup na yun. It started out with an elevator for Suwal, eventually a flare that led up to Coy Alves getting that ball on a perimeter where he is most comfortable.
Shot clock is now off. Exactly 10 seconds to play here in the opening quarter. Bongay wants it. He has the heft advantage against Alves. That would have been an easy shot, but he blew it. Suwal still has time here. Clarino could not get an attempt, and that's going to be it for our first quarter.
Well, You know, both teams really trying to make the most out of the heat of this venue, and we're 17-15 and really close game.
Both teams had some struggles scoring in the first minute of the match until Makoy Marcos was able to get one basket. Nagtuloy-tuloy na dyan. Joshua Giab also getting a couple of baskets inside. He had a double-double in their last game. Destacamento continues to dazzle us in this one, hitting jumpers, blocking shots. And he continues to remain an integral piece of this rotation. So is Ryan Sewell, the leading scorer of Sarangani in this tournament. 17-15 at the end of our first quarter. The score is brought to you by GameX, the official online lending partner of the MPBL, the first and original online basketball lending sa Pinas. Rev Diputado and Sarangani wanting to get back-to-back victories this afternoon, but so do the Muntinlupa Cagers. Just won their first game in their last match against the Bataan Risers, finally barging into the win column. By the way, shout out to team manager of the Muntinlupa Cagers, Kaiser Galvez, who I'm sure is watching right now. Ako daw ang lucky charm nila kaya sana daw makabutas ulit sila today. Tingnan natin kung totoo nga yan, Kaiser.
Oh, kasi last time, happy itong Cagers. Umuwi ng masaya after a very long trip to Calasiao. And well-earned. And right now, they want to earn another win and to get to a 2-game win streak this season.
Paano nga pala ako naging lucky charm? Di naman ako yung nag-call ng game na yun. Ikaw yata eh.
Hindi. Alam mo naman ang puso ko ay nasa Muntinlupa. Diyan ako nang galing. Pero mabigat ang Sarangani.
Buenaflor scoring on the other side. Clarino isolation jumper against Jetro Sombero, who went up against his former team in their last game. I wonder how he felt getting one up over his former squad.
Ako, ang feeling ko dito sa game na to, rebounds gonna be a key stat line. And he who controls the rebound most probably would come home with a win, unless you've got a really good percentage from the outside on the three-point shot, because pag pumapasok yan, wala kang rebound na makukuha.
Well, right now the current rebound situation is Muntinlupa is +5 in that department, 17-12. Sarangani is 1 out of 6 from three-point country, while Muntinlupa has yet to hit their mark from the outside.
Yeah, but I feel Muntinlupa gotta do a better job defending, because right now the attempts are almost very similar. 23 attempts for each of the teams, and so you gotta get stops.
I think Jumawas wasn't aware of the clock and almost celebrating on that shot. That was off the back, a three-pointer. Took too long to get into it.
And thankfully for the Cagers, hindi nag-count yun. That ball was still definitely in the hands of the Jumawas as he let go that three.
By the way, thank you to Richard Rosales of Team Pasig, who corrected me. Hindi na pala si Jay Agsalud ang coach nito ni Alfred Flores. Si Ogie Gumatay na pala.
Yeah, right. For the ICC,
Yes.
Yeah, for the ICC, right.
Thank you, Boss Richard, for that correction.
Yeah, that's where Gaspay went.
Yes, that's correct. Who is now with LaSalle.
Yeah. That was a long three right there by Ryan Sewell. He's got 2 so far in this game.
22-20 now is the count. Continues to be a tight ball game here between Sarangani and Muntinlupa. Oralde to the right side. Buenaflor is wide open all the time in the world to train that jumper.
Yeah, kung merong isang player na kailangan nilang uminit sa perimeter, ito na yan, si Kevin Buenaflor. Definitely is a perimeter guy that can actually shoot from the outside. You gotta get him to his spot so he makes his shots for the most part, lalo na if I'm challenged.
Ang Mr. Piso-Piso ng Muntinlupa.
Yeah.
Clarino spins. Sorry, that's Charles Galliano.
Yeah, Galliano.
Flores. Oh, no look pass to Moralde. That could have been a highlight. Buenaflor Zooms a pass inside. March De Leon gets the basket.
Well, you like that the Cagers are actually sharing that ball kahit na, nandun na sila sa loob. They're not looking for their shots. They're still trying to find who's the least guy guarded.
Suwal on an island against Jetro Sombero. Good defense by the former Bataan Riser. Sombero was wide open when the floor decides to give it to De Leon.
Oh, wow.
But that basket will count. Somebody tapped the board. I think that was Koy Alves. It's goaltending against Sarangani.
Yeah, goal interference right there.
3-point shot of the game brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances, the former NCRAA MVP, draining it from the outside, but the answer coming from Ryan Suwal.
Yeah, hindi ba rin kasi ang range nito ni Ryan Suwal talaga. But I like how both teams are actually playing to their strength. And so this is as close as we can get right now between these two. Again, babalik ka doon, sino ang magtatapos ng maayos, siya malamang ang mauuwing may 2-game win streak after ng game na ito.
There you see Coach John Calios regrouping on the sideline, and crew chief Alan Manzano has made the final decision. Basket will count.
And so Coach Mixon right there with Coach Jerry Andaleo. I was talking to Coach Jerry earlier. Sabi niya, yung init na ito is gonna play a lot factor on dehydration on the players of both teams. So kung sino ang hydrated at makaka-respond na maayos dito and keep sustaining it, most probably may advantage.
That's why instead of going through their usual pre-game routine, hindi niya muna pinag-shooting ang mga bata.
Yes.
Oh, Ryan Suwal is starting to heat up here in the second quarter. All three-point shots of Sarangani belonging to that man alone.
And I guess ang question dyan is not how much more do you allow him to get the ball from the outside. Ang delikado dito kay Ryan Suwal, once you cross the half court, that's his range. And so you have to be able to locate him immediately.
Good fake by Sombero, getting his defender up in the air and backs it off the glass.
Yeah, ang ganda rin ng kwento ni Sombero itong sa Silongalong in that last game. He wanted to, exact a win against their former team in Bataan, which they successfully did.
Flores leading the break here for Muntinlupa. Magandang matchup to against Ryan Suwal.
Yeah.
Both Spitfire guards. De Leon assessing the defense. Shot clock at 7 when the floor will try from the other side. This one goes out. Ball tap to Koy Alves. Madayag crossover into the middle. Alves on the secondary break. Jumper no good. Offensive rebound for Sarangani. Suwal primes for 3. That's short.
Yeah, they bit a bullet there. I was within his range.
Bulawan misses from the perimeter. Moralde to Sombero. Muntinlupa getting into their set. Nagagawan dun si De Leon at Buenaflor. Flores wants a ball screen. Splits the defense.
Good locate.
What a pass. He's had some great dishes this afternoon talking about Alfred Flores, but Suwal is cherry-picking on the other side.
Yeah, tama ka dun. Ang ganda ng mga looks ni Flores in this game. But his teammates got to make those really good dimes coming from Flores.
Sarangani, though, still down by 1, 28-27. Did we expect anything less in this ball game? Left a high-scoring matchup between these two squads. When you play Sarangani, you could really expect your numbers to go up.
Yeah, and this I feel is a little bit of a dangerous game that Muntinlupa is playing right now. They're going to the threes. I guess for the last 3-4 possessions, 3 of them, they try to make shots from the outside. As we see Ryan here, just a clear leak out for the fast break.
That's our fast break of the game, brought to you by New Star Max. Win to the max, defense to offense once again for Sarangani.
Yeah, and so long as, katulad nga sinasabi ko kanina, if they keep taking those threes, that's fine. But you have to make it, because if you don't, then it's the run on the other way para dito sa Sarangani. And so far, ang 3-point game has not really, I guess, been a strong suit para dito sa Muntinlupa. In their last game, they made, how many 3-pointers did they make? They made 5. 5 out of 24. That was a really good game.
All right, there's a timeout called here on the floor. 4 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the first half. We're all tied up at 28 apiece. We'll take a short break.
You're still watching the MPBL. Assistant Coach Alex Calweng said aside from bigs, weakness din nila yung guards. They needed someone who can play as a director, someone who is a natural point guard, hence the addition of Alfred Flores. At kahit nga mostly mga bata ang players ng Muntinlupa, they know in this game, speed is not their advantage. So ang preparations nila nag-revolve around how to stop Sarangni from running and their transition threes. Speaking of young players, maturity daw talaga ang kulang sa team nila. Iba raw kasi daw ang galaw ng experienced players. Plus they know how to read the game in a different way. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Andrea. Well, kakatapos nga lang pala ng NCRAA season wherein ICC was back-to-back champion. So Alfred Flores is still fresh from that stint.
And very important yung at least meron siyang steady stream ng laro pa para dito kay Flores to keep that action. Oh, and Giab really just poison on the low block.
He's showing us the range from the perimeter. Josh Giab is 30 all is the count. Suwal from way downtown. He had a hand in his face. That was Moralde in front of him.
Well, so far he's missed his last 3 attempts. Speaking of Ryan Suwal, but how about this really good recognitions here para dito kay Cuevas?
It amazes me that even until this level, there are still some moments wherein some teams forget to stop the basketball on the break.
Yep. And, you know, primary rule, pababa ang bola, you gotta stop it. And so that yung depensa mo makaka-recover. And right now, you know, just a failure to your point to locate the guy with the rock crossing half court. Ganyan ang mangyayari, mabubutasan ka.
This free throw is brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. And, you know, as I was saying that earlier, kaka-war flashbacks ako pag naririnig ko yung coaches ko na sumisigaw, stop ball! Stop ball! Stop ball!
Hindi naman si Coach Horacio yan.
Si Coach Horacio nga yun.
Siya yun.
At hindi lang stop ball yung sinasabi niya, more sweet nothings as well.
Oh, yeah.
Coach Horacio, I miss you.
Well, you know, some coaches are really have that passionate way of coaching you on the sidelines. And I'm sure even my son, Justin Perez, would have heard a lot from the other coaches that he's played with. Coach James Tolentino, you know, marami rin mga ganyan yan. And lessons learned yan para sa mga players.
Cuevas challenged 3. That's a big shot. Galing kay Jasper Cuevas, extending this Muntinlupa lead to 5. I think this is their biggest since the first quarter.
Well, Cuevas has actually been pretty solid para kay Coach Mixon Ramos. In the last game, he had 7 points and 6 assists. Very crucial yung 6 assists na yun, especially as he started out with those 5 points in the first quarter.
Caliano getting the step on Arenal. He was fouled there, preventing that easy drive to the basket.
Yeah, and staying on that Cuevas conversation, I feel that 5 points of Cuevas in the first quarter, medyo mabigat yung bit-bit na yun, lalo na he goes up against the guards, especially against Robbie Darang para sa Bataan. So you to be able to produce and compete against the reigning UCAL 2-time MVP, you know, it speaks a lot about Cuevas contributing para dito sa Cagers.
And we've seen also how much more developed Robbie Darang is right now. He's so much different from the player that he was last year for Bataan. From a guy who primarily just came off the bench to now a constant starter para kay Coach Rene Baina and Coach Goody Ilagan.
Yeah, and much as, you know, alam natin na yung mga guards na meron tayo dito sa MPBL are really big and really renty. I guess Robbie Darang is, you know, out there competing against those guys. Good block, but a foul right there.
He's definitely making a case. The defense continues to be tight in the interior here for Sarangani. Just giving up the foul there was Jeb Bulawan.
Errol Bongay will be taking 2 free throws. 2 minutes and 27 remaining here in the first half.
Tsaka dito, makikita mo talaga yung advantage ni Coach John Callos for inside paint action because of the big guys just like Bulawan. You know, they already have 3 blocks in this game and none to show para sa Cagers. Just shows the length of guys that he has on the floor para dito sa Sarangani.
And the bright yellow light is now on in front of Miguel Pere. That means someone decided to use his coach's challenge, and that someone is Coach John Callos. He believes that should not have been a foul against itong si Jeb Bulawan in that last play.
And uncharacteristically, we've seen King Destacamento in the previous game being a triple-double guy leading up to that win. He's played right now out of the 18 minutes so far that we played. He's only played 7 minutes. And, you know, we expect that he's going to be back later on with a lot of action para dito kay Coach John Callos.
35-31 is the score currently here. It's the first game of our Thursday triple header here at the West Arena in Valenzuela City. Later on, we have the Bacolod City of Smiles trying to snap their own 5-game losing streak against the still unbeaten Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards of Coach Don Dulay. In our main game, the Bulacan Cuyas will also be trying to arrest their own 5-game skid against the home squad, the Val City Classic.
Yeah, and I guess the reason why itong Muntinlupa merong lead ngayon na 4 points, they really went back to how they did it in Bataan, just efficient field goal shooting. In Bataan, they were minus 16 in terms of attempts, but they were so much better, 18% better than that of the shooting of Bataan in that game. And so you go back right now, almost ganun rin ang kwento, no? Really good
Upon reviewing
shooting
the
percentage
challenge
at 40%.
was
Very decent.
successful. There is no foul.
To be exact, Muntinlupa was 46.2% from the field against Bataan. At successful po ang naging challenge ni Coach John Callos. But ball will still stay with Muntinlupa because after a successful challenge on a foul, nangyayari dyan jump ball.
Yeah. So possession arrow.
Yes.
Yeah. This is a good look here.
Marcos goes on the reverse. What a move going to the baseline para dito kay Makoy Marcos.
That is one of my, I guess, favorite changes of Coach Mixon's attack offensively. Before, they love to have their guys run off staggers from the weak side. Now, they're directly going to the post and making that as the first option. And, you know, why not? You've got the strength of Makoy Marcos right there. Gamitin mo na kaagad very quickly early in the offense.
Exactly. That's a very good adjustment that they made, especially because Marcos is not really a shooter in the truest sense of it, right? He can shoot from the outside, but he's not really used to going through screens.
Yeah. And I guess the important thing is that as the season and the game goes along, both coaches actually learn a lot about these schemes, and so adjustments are in order and, you know, leading up to where they are right now.
We'll take a short break. Magbabalik ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Ryan Suwal has been an absolute fire bender here this season. He has been bending the conventions of three-point shooting this year para sa Sarangani Marlins. 15 points already tonight. He had 25 in their last game, Coach.
And, you know, 15 attempts from 3 and making 7 of them. And he scored 9, 6, and 7 in quarters 1 all the way to quarter 4, and 22 of his 25 points really coming from those quarters.
He's already scored 20 plus points in 3 games this season as Bongay scores inside. He has 6 markers in this game, talking about Errol Bongay.
Napakahalaga kung meron kang player katulad ni Jasper na alam niya na pag dalawa na depensa sa akin, di lang ako i-score, pwedeng umiscore rin yung mga kampi ko, and finding that open man has really been crucial para dito sa attack ni Jasper Bongay. Jasper Longalo, sorry.
Sarangani has been in a drought in the last few possessions. They are down right now by 8 points, but Ryan Suwal, delighting lucky fan of our game. That's brought to you by Buenas. Live from the West Arena here in Valenzuela City on this hot, sweltering afternoon. Kawamura on top, sizing up the defense of Jasper Longalong. Look at the collapsing defense here of the blue shirts. Makoy Marcos is fouled by Jomar Madayag.
Right now, without the threes coming, and with Muntinlupa shooting very efficiently from the field, the fast break point has been taken away from Sarangani, and the 3 points so far not making, lalo na yung mga sunod-sunod na 3 points kanina ni Suwal from outside. That's within his range. Don't make any mistake about it, but he's really just not making them. And so far, itong si Coach Mixon has really turned to their strength, which is really the post-ups.
8.3 points per game this season, almost 3 rebounds per game para kay Makoy Marcos, but that is something that I'm sure is not a good number, that 56.7% from the free throw line, especially with the tendency of him getting fouls when he drives to the basket.
Yeah. At kung ikaw ang coach, tatlong bagay palagi ang tinitingnan mo pagdating sa stats eh. Gaano ka kagaling sa conversions mo? Nakokontrol mo ba yung rebound? At naisi-share mo ba yung bola sa mga kampi mo kung sinong open siya tumitira? Right now, in all those 3 stats, it's actually Muntinlupa leading 43% versus 37% from the field, 26 versus 18 on rebounds, and 13 versus 8 assists, all in favor of Muntinlupa. So I guess this is really more of a pace that Muntinlupa enjoys in this game, lalo na they have the driver's seat right now.
Well, Sarangani has 1 minute to try and turn things around here before we go into our halftime break. Muntinlupa with possession. Cuevas on to Jasper Longalong. Longalong drives on Galong. Longalong, easy lay-in is missed. Madayag has that ball stolen, and Makoy Marcos will be unbothered for 2 points. 42-31. This is now the biggest lead of the game for the Cagers.
Yeah, and things gotta wake up real soon para dito sa Sarangani.
Suwal trying to dazzle with his moves. He gives it up to Gino Jamawas. Elbow jumper is pure para kay Gino Jamawas. 42-33. Last shot time here for Muntinlupa. Sarangani putting on the pressure in the backcourt. Longalong gets free. Marcos swings it on top. Cuevas from the outside. No, Suwal still has time. No whistle was blown, and that is going to be it, ladies and gentlemen. That is the end of the first 20 minutes of action between Sarangani and Muntinlupa.
Well, that last sequence pretty much shows you why Muntinlupa is up right now. Much as they control the defense, nakukuha nila yung defensive board, they can't get out into their open action itong Sarangani because, Muntinlupa's just right there defending.
Sarangani able to cut it to just 9 entering the halftime break after Muntinlupa was able to make it 11. Our score, 42-33. Our halftime score is brought to you by GameX, the official online ending partner of the MPBL, the first and original online basketball ending sa Pinas. Ngayon naman mga kaliga, tunghayan natin ang ating top 10 plays of the week.
Step back, no basket. Oh, good tap. Perumingan, foot race, tricky. Basket and 1.
He should get both 2 points for that layup and also an assist, passing it to himself, and a steal, and a rebound, whatever it is. So he gets all the stats for this play. And the most important stat on that play?
What?
Only took him 1 dribble to dribble court to court.
Caballero takes the rebound. Sleep sees a free lane. Beautiful play. Sidestepping his way to the basket. Play of the game brought to you by Buenas. Patrick Sleep. Beautiful sidestep move. Ganda rin ang pagtimon ni Patrick Smith dito. Jasper Lungalo, binabatay ni Alcorizas.
Wow.
Oh, nice. That was a beauty.
Right. You get two guys committed up in the air and then you spin the other way. Great move by Lungalo.
So Alcoriza raids on Zona with the rebound.
And again, transition defense para dito sa Binyan. Immediately nakababa kagad, not allowing any fast break opportunities for Val City.
Arminio, two-man game with Machon. Wow! And you can flex, young man.
Oo, pwede talaga eh. Ang hirap ng tira na yun, ang ganda pa ng roll mo. Based on scouting, if Mike Machon puts the ball on the floor on the post, then we, double him on the second dribble. Oh!
Great spin. Poy Aktum, 2 points para kay Poy. And ang lalim ng hugot ni Poy. Great spin move galing kay Poy Aktum. A little more in control here. Pero ang bilis ng ikot.
Yeah.
Moralde makes his move. Scoop. No. Binuya. Garcia wants it. Up top. Pampanga already over the limit. Gotta see that again from Paul Garcia. Hiningi niya. Naibigay sa taas. And Hansen. Great finish. Paul Garcia.
Yeah. Ganda rin ang pasa.
Kadli. Palma will go all the way for the throwdown. Renz Palma, 13 points. Negros, 12-0 run here. Ito natin dito, fast break of the game brought to you by New Star Win to the max. Renz Palma throwing it down on the break. Palis pa rin para kay Archie Concepcion.
Pag tumira talaga, akala mo papasok.
Oh, beautiful. And Jeff Viernes and Archie Concepcion connecting that time to Archie Concepcion. Ang layo na pinanggalingan ni Archie Concepcion. And with a baseline jumper, that won't go. Rebound. MJ Ayay leading the break. Robbie Celis, drop pass.
Oh, man.
Robles with a reverse.
About the three most athletic players in one play.
The ball movement and the yo-yo finish galing kay Ilonggo Superman, Billy Ray Robles.
Binulsa yung ball. Tinira.
To end it all. Hail Mary. June Manzo will fire. Oh my goodness! June Manzo! All the way from full court.
So they don't want us to go home. What a shot!
That could be the single greatest shot in the history of the MPBL.
Sending the game into overtime. We spoke about that already. Missing the second one, but they decided
To make it. A full possession for Davao with 2 seconds.
Yeah,
Hail Mary. There you go.
that's a clear
It's gonna
basket.
count.
No, that's
It's
a
gonna
clear
count.
basket for the Davao Occidental team.
There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, we are not yet done. This would be the second overtime game for today. A Hail Mary shot for
What's that
June
mean,
Manzo. And that will beat the buzzer. Let me go ahead and say that that is absolutely the greatest shot that we have ever seen in the history of this league.
Oh my goodness. Can be the #1 play. This one will be included for the entire season. It might be included.
We're at the half now between the Muntinlupa Cagers and the Sarangani Marlins, where Muntinlupa is up by 9 here at the half. And after a tight first quarter, Muntinlupa was able to go on a surge at the middle of the second quarter to be able to establish this lead. And so far, Sarangani has been having trouble scoring the basketball in that second quarter.
Well, a lot of it really has to do with efficiencies on the 3 primary stat lines: field goal percentage, rebounds, and assists na pinag-usapan natin kanina. And ironically, we talked about the length of Sarangani, pero points inside, points, man, plus 10 in favor for Muntinlupa. Just goes to show you the outside game is not working para dito sa Sarangani, and you got to come back real quick here in the third quarter.
Yeah, from the outside, they're 3 out of 12, and all those 3 3-pointers coming from that guy, Ryan Suwal, who is the only guy in double figures this afternoon for the entire game. 15 points na para kay Ryan Suwal. Now we start our third quarter here. Alfred Flores, the newest player of the Muntinlupa Cagers, will start this second half together with McCoy Marcos, RJ Arenal, Dave Moralde, Josh Giab as well. As you take a look at the leading scorers there for Sarangani, as I mentioned, Suwal with 15, and Tacamento Alves with 4, Charles Caliano with 3.
And the thing is, there's only 2 volume shooters para Sarangani as you see the leading scorers of Muntinlupa.
Mas balance dito, Josh Giab with 8 and McCoy Marcos with 7 leading the way for Muntinlupa. Koy Alves scoring there para sa Sarangani. That's a good way to start the second half for the Marlins.
Ang kagandahan rin ng distribution ng puntos para sa Cagers. Bigs and point guards, almost the same ang distribution. I mean, talk about Flores, talk about Cuevas and Asidre. Halos pareho yung puntos pagdating kay Labongay, kay Marcos, even Giab combined.
A good thing to describe Muntinlupa right now, everybody's eating.
Yeah, everybody's eating, and they're getting a good piece of the pie.
Galang gets the handoff to the corner. Madaya, catch, set, fire. That's short. Alves with a 1 fake. Goes up strong, and he will be fouled. He's going to take 2 shots.
And Megan Galang, just like King Destacamento, are 2 key players when you talk about, run and gun, 3 points and rebounds. That's seen very limited minutes in the first half, only 7 and 6 minutes for both. And so, siguro dito sa second half, dito nabubuhos ang mga minuto para dito sa mga key piece na ito ni Coach John.
Alves makes the first free throw. Had 4 points in the first half. And against Imus, he was 2 out of 8 from the field. Only good for 5 points, but he did have 8 rebounds. Talking about Koy Alves, he will try to contribute in a number of ways, even if he doesn't score. Pressure defense here for Sarangani. They force a turnover.
Yeah, that was a good adjustment by Coach John. We talked about half-court set ng Muntinlupa. So ang ginawa niya, ilangat niya yung depensa, and so that delayed ng konti yung execution of mataas ang half-court set para dito sa Cagers. Now, this is a chess game, so Coach Mixon, how do you adjust against this defense? That's what we're gonna find out later.
Galang tightly guarded here by McCoy Marcos. That's a shot clock violation. They only had 14 seconds to get into their set. They did not realize that after the turnover.
Yeah. But pag tinignan mo yung 5 na Sarangani, mabigat ang 5 to. I mean, you got all these guys that can actually either run the break, get the rebound, or score from 3.
Kick ball.
Kaya walang problema kahit in-extend nila yung depensa kasi yung big man mo, si King at saka si Koy, can actually play the length of the floor.
They're still down by 8, 44-36 as we take a look at the turnover story. 9-7. Sarangani's +2 in that department. McCoy Marcos doesn't settle for the jumper. Drop pass to Sombero. Had some trouble with the basketball. Moralde strong to the basket.
I like that attack by Dave.
And may have lost some inches on that vertical because of the numerous injuries that he's had throughout his career. Boy, I remember watching him when he was still in high school. That team that they had, feared by all high school teams.
Beda to, no?
Yes.
Yeah. And Dave, at a really good point in his career, also wore that red and white. And he was, man, something else back then.
Aparte yan ng Super 6.
Oh, yeah, right.
Of course, that's before he transferred to us in Diliman.
Yeah, that was with Ivan. You say Koga was there.
Yes.
Art de la Cruz, I think. If I
And
recall
Francis Abarcar.
Yeah, Francis Abarcar, right. The guy we call Utoy.
Yes. I wonder where that guy is right now. Also a great player.
Man.
Oh,
That story of Francis Abarcar is something else. Really good coming out of high school. You know, things just went the other way. Good.
this guy has really been good this season for Sarangani. Jomar Madayag scoring on the reverse there.
That's right. I remember in that game I covered them against Robbie Darang. He was really something else together with Villarente.
Villarente, of course, not with Sarangani this afternoon, as he and Wilmar Oftana have gone back to their collegiate teams for the build-up for their upcoming collegiate seasons. Marlins with a chance to trim this deficit to 5, maybe even 4. That's an errant pass picked up by Dave Moralde. Moralde passes it to the right. Makoy Marcos says, teka lang, set up muna tayo. Sombero, though, was free. He flashes in the middle, and he picks up a foul.
Yeah, and now points in the paints are not coming easier compared to the first half para dito sa Cagers. And the Twin Towers are there. It's not going to be easy once you get that ball inside. Now they've got a little bit more of depth inside the defense para dito sa Sarangani.
Yuki Kawamura and Sam Peralta, both of them started this game. Will now check back in para kay Coach John Calios.
Well, I'm pretty sure si Coach John also looked at the stats. He says, man, we're down -8 at the half in points in the paints. So might as well get interior defense right there in rim protection. Ito naman si Coach Mixon. Adjustments are in the way para dito sa Cagers.
Only had 3 points against his former squad. To si Jetro Sombero, but he does have 5 already. 47-38. 2 rebounds as well for the former Bataan Riser. They set up Sowal on the staggered screens. Sowal against Makoy Marcos. Sowal will take it from the outside and drain it.
Always within his range when you cross that half court. I mean, not minding the misses earlier. Boy, shooter's mentality, ganyan na mangyayari, Ryan Sowal.
And what's amazing, Coach, is he also does so well off the bounce. Take a look at this one.
Yeah.
This is the 3-point shot brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. A spin before the shot. Boy, he continues to razzle and dazzle, Ryan Sowal does. Makoy Marcos, though, steals a basketball away from him. Marcos trying to use his advantage. Short on the layup. Sombero is there. Longalong with 9 on the shot clock for Bataan. Cuevas free for 3. Splash!
Yeah, and that's one other thing that the Cagers have really used so well in that previous game against Bataan. They wanted that empty ball screen action without anyone in the corner and just looking and probing what the other side's doing. Right there in that case, Cuevas was free for the 3 and he made it.
Cuevas continues to be solid this afternoon para dito sa koponan ni Coach Mixon Ramos, draining that open 3 from the left wing.
And almost forces you to try and go for that middle penetration by Jasper, forgetting that you got a shooter in Cuevas 1 pass away.
Look at these numbers right there on your screens. 8 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists. He was good for 7 points and 6 assists against Bataan in their last game.
Including that secure basket to get home with that win para sa Muntinlupa.
Jomar Madayag able to get that floater up and in. 4 points in the game para sa kanya. 50-43. Almost past the halfway point of our third quarter. Muntinlupa was up by 9 at the break. Asidre free from the outside. Jomar Madayag pushing it for Sarangani. Madayag forces it up and he gets the foul.
napag-usapan naman natin at the top of coverage, fast break ang takbo ni Sarangni. Ano? Ikaw naman si Madayag. Kahit na sinong nasa harap, inatake talaga.
He just doesn't care. Even if they're outnumbered, I think, that's part of the unconventional way Sarangani approaches this game. The philosophy that Coach John Calios likes to share with his squad. Alam nila na dehado sila in terms of the personnel. So how will you now try to counter that lack of talent? It's by doing things differently.
Yeah. Atakihin mo na nakascramble pa yung defense, hindi nakaset up, yun ang opportunity mo. Kunin mo na kung may pagkakataon ka. Kung wala, hatakin mo yung bola, hanap tayo. Tingnan natin kung saan tayo makaka-score sa area parte ng laro.
Jomar Madayag, one of the newest members of Coach Louie Gonzalez's Little Giants here in the MPBL.
I love that group of Little Giants ni Coach Louie. I mean, really brings a lot to the plate pagdating sa, significance ng mga maliliit na players dito sa MPBL.
Long-along, double there, losing it, and Kawamura, that's gonna be an easy 2 points para sa kanya.
Now, this quarter has really been more of a Sarangani quarter. They're playing on fast breaks, they're making shots from the outside, and they're defending the length of the floor.
Long-along, bounce pass. They leave it for Marge De Leon. That's off the mark. Recycle here for Muntinlupa. Long-along, the hesitation. Reverse layup won't go. Koy Alves makes sure Sarangani has it. Madayag, nobody marking him. Misses on the 3.
I got to run the other way now.
Cuevas calling out the play for Muntinlupa. Sarangani in the zone.
Yeah, that zone's look pretty good.
Sombero on the catch and turn.
Yeah. Well, that's one of my favorite sets against the zone. I call that a pinky, where the big man screens the big man on the ball side, screens the center, and the weak side post curls under to show on the ball side. And just love that action always.
Substitutions coming in here para kay Coach Mixon Ramos. Will Magbuhos, one of their homegrown players, checking in for the first time.
Tsaka yung percentage ng field goals. Kanina pinag-usapan natin, advantage dyan ang Muntinlupa at the half. Now that number has gone down. Bakit ka mo? Dahil dumidepensa sa haba ng floor. At pag nasa half-court set na, nakasona naman. So, nahihirapang convert from the outside ang Muntinlupa. And so, para makaproduce sila, kailangan shoot yung mga 3 points nila on that side ball screen, just like Cuevas did earlier.
Sombero, decent from the line this afternoon. Just as I say that.
Ayaw ka na magsalita.
Well, I mean, he's still decent. 4 out of 6.
Right.
Here comes Sarangani. Alves on the fall-away jumper. No good. Sam Peralta, the offensive rebound. Blocked there by Chetro Sombero. Sombero shuffled his feet. That definitely is a traveling violation.
Yeah, lots of travel right there. You can't lift the same foot at the same time. That's automatic traveling. If it's your pivot foot, you can't do that.
It's good that he jump stopped upon the receipt. Kaso nga lang, ginalaw niya yung paa niya.
Ginalaw niya.
Because when you jump stop, you could go either way.
Yeah,
left,
right. Left or right.
Pwede ka pa pumili ng pivot foot mo.
Yun yung value ng ano. Sabi nga nila, when the ball is in the air, players on the air. Para on your catch, you can go either way.
Carl Gaa, who did not play in the first half for Coach John Calios, is in the game for the first time. Gaa to Kawamura. Good closeout by Magbuhos.
That's a kick right there.
Recycle, Megan Galang. The shots have not been falling from the outside para dito sa Sarangani. The only guy that has been able to puncture the net from three-point country this afternoon for the Marlins is Ryan Suwal.
Yeah, and Megan Galang, normally very efficient from the outside right now. 0 out of 3, 0 out of 4 from the field. But he has to have the mentality of Ryan Suwal. You can't stop shooting if you're a shooter.
There's going to be a challenge here by Coach Mixon Ramos. It's like a challenge of our game right now. Score is 51-46. We are live from the West Arena here in Valenzuela City. The first game of our Thursday triple header dito sa Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Later on, we have the Bacolod City of Smiles facing the still unbeaten Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards at 6 o'clock p.m. And in our main event at 8 o'clock, it's going to be the Valenzuela Classic defending their home floor only for the second time this year against Paulo Hubalde and the rest of the Bulacan Cuyas, who are on a 5-game losing streak as of the moment. Coach Mixon Ramos, meanwhile, getting their first victory in their last game against Bataan. They're trying to go for back-to-back victories this afternoon against an equally hungry Sarangani Marlins squad.
Yeah. And, you know, I think in difference between Sarangani and
Upon review,
Muntinlupa,
the
Coach
challenge
Mixon's team
was
is really pretty much undersized.
successful. Ball possession goes.
The challenge is successful, so it's going to go the way of Muntinlupa. Take a look at that last play. Here you see, definitely off the
definitely of King, right. And so as we were saying earlier about the team of the Cagers being undersized, and so they're really just making do with what they have. And the thing is, players are responding, and kaya nanalo sila in their last game. So now, I think they're in a spot where they do understand who are the key players in what positions and what they can do.
Asidre fakes the pass, drains the three.
So far, yan ang nag-work para dito sa pangontra nila against so on a side ball screen, on a slot-to-slot, or a weak side swing, allowing that three-point shooter to not be covered on a pass one help away.
Muntinlupa has now equaled three-point mix of Sarangani in this game. 4 3-pointers made for both squads. Cuevas setting up Rocky Asidre. That zone, unable to challenge that three-point shot of the former Bacoor City striker.
And that low guy, I'm not sure if it was King Destacamento failing to stunt on that attempt by Rocky Asidre. Stunt is like a fake closeout para mapaisip mo ng konti yung shooter kung titira ba o papasa.
That was Rocky's first basket of the game. Yuki Kawamura is at the line for 2 shots. Second one is good.
Kawamura has been a constant starter para dito kay Coach John Calles. And he normally would be out there starting for Sarangani.
Sarangani was already able to cut this lead to within 4 points earlier, but Muntinlupa has been staving off their rallies here in the third quarter. Asidre to the corner. Cuevas steps back, sets up Asidre. Good back and forth between those two Cagers, but Asidre just short on the outside shot. Yeah, behind the back to Suwal. Was clipped on the arm, but no whistle was blown. Sam Peralta has been struggling to shoot those point-blank shots this afternoon.
Yeah, and very makeable shots pa naman yung mga tinitira niya. Again, it exerts a lot of effort para sa Cagers. Right there, they had to run the entire floor to defend against the fast break. They missed out on the defensive board. Nakuha yung offensive rebound. Dedepensa na naman sila. So, yun yung effort na kailangan nilang gawin defensively.
Punta muna tayo kay Miss Andrea Endicio.
King Destacamento made a triple-double in their previous outing. Sabi niya, first time manood ng kanyang 1-year-old baby, kaya inspired siya that game. Despite the struggles, siya ang inspirasyon ni King. Speaking of struggles, isa na dyan, going to training every day. Kwento niya, naglalaan siya ng 2 hours and 30 minutes travel time from Laguna papuntang ensayo sa QC. One more thing, as a big man, matagal niya na raw tinatry magpalaki ng katawan. Nakailang supplements na nga raw siya, pero wala daw talaga. Do you guys have any tips for King?
I am the wrong person to ask.
I was gonna say the same.
Because yan din na naging problema ko na naglalaro ako. Lahat ng supplements pinatry na sa akin ng mga coaching staff namin. Walang gumana.
Masyado mabilis lang yung metabolism niyo. Pero yung iba mapapasana all sa ganyan.
Ngayon, matutuwa na sila. Medyo bumabagal na eh. Cuevas, this is off. March De Leon unable to hit. But there, Errol Bongay gets the 2 points underneath to save the day.
Definitely saving that day. Another empty possession na naman sana yun para sa Cagers. Good thing he was very active. And how about that? Perimeter jumpers again. Another weapon in the bag of King Destacamento.
An inspired King Destacamento. 8 points so far. 3 rebounds as well para sa kanya. At his first career triple-double in that game against the Imus Agimat. So welcome, it's the personal. There you see Marge De Leon. Well defended on that shot, but good thing Errol Bonga is waiting patiently for the ball to fall right into his hands. King Destacamento looking pretty elegant on that jumper.
And I guess importante dito, I feel both teams right now, yung mga players on the floor medyo adjusted na dun sa temperature ng gym. So it's a little bit bearable now compared sa kanina.
Really?
Little bit, huh?
I don't see the difference. Asidre had that ball stolen away from him. Carga gaining speed. At Muntinlupa forcing the turnover. But the floor, the no-look to Errol Bonga. Those two guys have been playing beautiful music together.
Alam mo, nagpapaganda dyan. Tumatakbo kasi yung mga big man. Bumababa. Kaya napupunta sila sa spots na libre sila. They're not just waiting on the backcourt. They're really actively being in there in the open floor action.
Bonga has seen an increase in playing time this afternoon. Did not even play 2 minutes in their last game against Bataan. He's averaging 9 minutes per ball game. Look at Cuevas Sky.
And I like that Asidre tried to locate Cuevas. Pero kausap siya ngayon ni Coach Mixon. Kasi as sinasabi ni Coach Mixon, to my understanding is that you could have put the ball on the floor, made that defense commit before you gave it up to Cuevas. But, you know, he just wants Cuevas to be ahead. Kaya inuna na niya yung bola.
Kaya naman bilib na bilib rin talaga ako dito kila Coach Mixon, kila Coach Alex Calueng. You know, they just really understand the game at a very high level.
Right. At saka yung mga games that they played, if you look at it, these are very difficult teams that they went up against. I mean, Quezon City, isama mo na yan. Quezon City, Rizal, South Cotabato, Parañaque, Davao, Pampanga, Biñan, and the last one being Bataan. That's a very difficult ride for your first at least 10 games this season.
That's going to be it for our third quarter. Muntinlupa continuing to reign supreme this afternoon against Sarangani. They just would not budge. The score at the end of the third, 60-51. This is brought to you by GameX, the official online lending partner of the MPBL, the first and original online basketball lending sa Pinas. Presenting our Suzuki muscular and sporty fans of the game, just like the Avenus do more and achieve more, but the muscular and sporty scooter from Suzuki, the Avenus, oras na para magmotor. Live na live po ang Liga ng Bawat Pilipino here at the West Arena in Valenzuela City. Shout out to everybody watching on MPTV channel 98, on Signal Satellite channel 53. On Facebook, on YouTube, as well as on the Pilipinas Live app. This is Javi Palanya alongside Coach Mike Perez and Miss Andrea Indicio. The first game of our Thursday triple header. This is Sarangani versus Muntinlupa. Later on, we have Bacolod facing Nueva Ecija. And in our main game, it's going to be Valenzuela defending their home floor against Bulacan Cuyas.
You're looking at the previous production para dito kay Coach John Calios and Sarangani, you see 5 players in double digits. Right now, you only have Ryan Suwal who's in double digits with 18 points. And so I guess that tells you na ibang level ng defense ang nakikita nila dito sa side ng Muntinlupa. And so it's a little bit challenging for them to get out in the open, to get those threes and fast breaks. Medyo napipigilan yan nitong Cagers.
Coach John Calios is on the playing floor right now. They're trying to check kung ano nangyari dito. What's Coach John Calios trying to contend with here?
Yeah, that's something that we gotta figure out. Ano ba yung pinag-uusapan nila? We haven't even started the fourth quarter.
And currently his team is down by 9, 60 to 51. We'll take a short break to see how these things pan out. Magbabalik po kami. Alright, nagbabalik ang inyong Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. I think Coach John Callis was saying something about yung silaw kasi ng araw, medyo nakaka-apekto.
Yeah. And I guess the other thing is that sinasabi niya yung momentum eh.
Yeah.
Momentum was on their side actually.
So ang Muntinlupa pala ang nagsasabi nung nasisilaw sila.
Could be.
At Coach John Callis, he did not want to stop the game.
Yeah.
Cuevas though drains it. You could see why Coach John Callis did not want to stop.
Yeah, because it's actually Muntinlupa that's shooting from that end.
Kawamura missing from the outside. Sarangni continues to be cold, shooting from the great beyond outside of Ryan Suwal. All 4 3-pointers of Sarangni, all coming from Ryan Suwal.
Yeah, and that was actually a really good quarter para sa Sarangni, but the best they can do is really just to tie the output of Muntinlupa in that quarter, and so we're back to where we are earlier at the half, with Muntinlupa still at the driver's seat.
Coach, you mentioned earlier the team that controls the boards will have a good chance of winning the game. So far, offensive rebound has been working well here for the Cagers.
And rightfully so, because everybody's, contributing pagdating sa pag-rebound na yan.
Back here inside the West Arena in Valenzuela City, where Kevin Buenaflor and the rest of Team Muntinlupa is now up by double figures, 65-51. The biggest lead of the game prior to that was at 11 near the end of our second quarter for the Cagers. Sarangani fought well and hard in the third quarter, but towards the latter part, itong Muntinlupa bumubulusok na ulit.
Yeah. And I think yung third quarter na yun was a crucial run for Sarangani, because we didn't see or rarely saw Flores in that quarter after a really good first half. And so it really was Cuevas carrying that load in the third quarter. Matter of fact, Cuevas right now is 13 points and 6 assists already at this point of the game.
This free throw para sa Sarangani. Cuevas doubled on the sideline, able to get it to Makoy Marcos. They swing it to the right side. Buenaflor looking downstairs to Marge De Leon. They go more deeper inside to Errol Bongay.
And the Cagers continued to use that post up as a focal point of their offense, and that really has done them well in this game.
Badayag tried to get it to Coy Alves. Ball tapped from behind by Errol Bongay. Bongay has been having himself a solid afternoon, Coach.
Yeah. And, it's a little bit of every guy on the Cagers making things happen.
Megan Galang still cold from the outside. Sarangani as a team is 4 out of 21 now from three-point country.
At saka ang challenge yung mga threes, no? You'd like to think that yun yung gustong mangyari ni Megan Galang. And so, very uncharacteristic of Megan Galang right now. And to your point, it's 4 of 21 right now from 3.
And they also haven't been attempting as much, Coach. They're number 2 in three-point attempts this season at around 33 attempts from three-point country. Number 1 dyan ang South Cotabato. Just a point something ang humihiwalay sa kanila in that department. So far, these 21 attempts at the start of the fourth quarter, I think this is uncharacteristic para sa kanila.
That's right. And if you look at the previous game, Sarangani actually had 40 three-point attempts in that game. Right now, it's 21 with 1 quarter left. And so they're going to have shoot volume shots if they want to get percentages down here. Talagang na-prevent yung fast break and threes para dito sa Sarangani. And credit that to the scheme of Coach Mixon and the coaching staff of the Cagers are actually doing this by committee. There's no one guy that's leading in any department na significantly. Each one just pitching themselves every time they get their opportunity on the floor.
Coach, you mentioned the defense. What was so special about the defense of Muntinlupa this afternoon in trying to stymie this vaunted Sarangani offense?
Well, first of all, yung 21 shot attempts na yon ng Sarangani, they did their thing in ball
reviewed, the
rotation.
challenge
But they're
was
really just not
successful.
making those shots.
Oh, it's a successful challenge for Coach Mixon Ramos. So Muntinlupa will be taking possession here. Tingnan natin ang nangyari doon. Oh, it looks like it was off the foot
Off
of
the
Ryan
foot of
Suwal.
right.
A good call by
That's
our
good.
referees. Sharp eyes on the replay table. Muntinlupa gets it across. They're up by 16 points. Almost 2 minutes gone by here in the fourth quarter. Unang laro pa lamang to ng ating Thursday triple header here at the West Arena. Akoy Marcos blocked on top. Suwal looking. Gets it to Koy Alves. Alves short on the finger roll. Now that's one guy who has disappeared here in the second half too.
Well, actually, si Ryan Suwal was actually looking for his shot down in transition for a three, but since that defense was very pesky from behind, oh, good God.
So Cuevas had a similar finish earlier in this game. Difference right now is he could not get that one to go.
Yeah, and even the numbers of your triple-double guy, King Destacamento, 8 points so far in this game. Way below his numbers from the last one.
But if you would think about it, Coach, still decent numbers, but
Yep.
that's not what you are expecting after that kind of performance from King Destacamento. Especially, he has not been as impactful as he usually is.
Yeah, and they used that huge third quarter run. That was a 32-22 run at third, and Suwal right there. I mean, so long as that three is in there, very dangerous pa rin itong Sarangani. So,
Exactly. It's very hard to count them out with this kind of advantage. No lead is safe with Sarangani. It looks like Bonga is down here with cramps. Very tough, really, in this kind of temperature. I hope our players are really hydrating well.
napaka-importante niyang hydration, lalo na sa mga ganitong sitwasyon. And right now, this is a crucial defensive stop here for Sarangani. They want to start another string of points in succession here. They got to get a good stop.
13 ang kalamangan dito ng Muntinlupa. Lungalong to the middle. They go down low. It's just team basketball exemplified there by Muntinlupa.
That ball never touched the floor after crossing the half-court line until it found the guy that's least guarded, and he made that basket.
And look at the physicality they're giving Ryan Suwal there. Trying to force him to give up that basketball. He did not want to. He forced the issue. And he turns the ball over there para sa Sarangani. And that's also not been helping them this afternoon. They're at 13 so far. There's another challenge. I think this game would be in the record books to the game with the most challenges.
Oh, yeah. Sulit na sulit yung challenge.
And so for those of you that don't know, once a coach only has one challenge per game. But if the first challenge is successful, then he can have another challenge. Essentially, parang hindi na nagamit yung unang challenge kasi successful nga. But if unsuccessful yung naging challenge, that's gonna be it. There you see, it's Coach John Calios utilizing his challenge. Naging successful ang challenge niya kanina. That was way back in the first half, by the way.
Yeah. And much as we talked about Sarangani being a three-point and a fast-breaking team, you know, it can't be dominated by just one guy. And Ryan Suwal has had a lot of the attempts. Volume shooters, not really so much today para dito sa Sarangani. 21
points. The lone guy in double figures para dito sa Sarangani. Well, ito Muntinlupa, they have two guys, but outside of those two guys, the scoring is well spread out with all the other players.
That's right.
And Cuevas has 13, Bongay has 12, and then the next guy, Jetro Sombero, has 8, and then a number of guys have at least 5 points para sa
The
Muntinlupa.
challenge was successful.
It's a successful challenge para kay Coach John Calios. Even if this one is successful, that's going to be the rest of his challenge for this afternoon. Tingnan niya natin dito. Yes, it looked like it was off Jetro Sombero from that angle.
Right.
Kawamura will trigger in. Madayag now. Going to his strong side. Elbow jumper. No good. Moralde with the rebound. Was not looking from behind. That ball is stolen by Sarangni. Kawamura, difficult shot off the spin. Destacamento grabs the recycle. Kawamura from downtown. Malas pa rin dito ang Sarangni mula sa labas.
Yeah, a little bit rushed yung mga atake ng Sarangni, at least for that possession. But the important thing right now is for you to be staying locked in defensively. You understand meron tayong 3-point weapon sa bag natin. So kailangan lang natin dumepensa at kukuha yung bola, prevent them from scoring, and run the other way.
This is still a lot of time for the Marlins to try and get back into this one. 69 to 54, 6 minutes and 24 seconds the time remaining in this game. Longalong, blocked by Alves. Flores will reorganize for Muntinlupa. Moralde on top. De Leon fakes the handoff. They go back to Alfred Flores. 2 on the shot clock. The heave. That's going to sail out of bounds in favor of the guys in white.
Yeah, katulad nga sinasabi nila, when you take shots in the lower 12 second of the shot clock, the quality is lower compared to you taking it early in the shot clock.
Down by 15 are the Marlins. Destacamento going to the cup, drawing a foul. 2 shots coming up for last game's best player, itong si King Destacamento.
You know, clearly a more silent game for King Destacamento. He was clearly a factor in that first quarter, but numbers started going down.
That free throw is brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. And you would think that he would have added motivation this afternoon going up against his former team.
Yeah, agree. And you know, to prove your worth as well. And I think nakita naman nila in the last game na King, alam na namin yun.
Yeah, they may have been happy for him in that last game where he got that triple-double, but they will not want to see that this afternoon. Talking about Muntinlupa.
Right.
Longalong had to give it up. 2 seconds left.
Man.
Oh. Flores is really giving out great times this afternoon. Hindi lang talaga ma-shoot ng kanyang mga kakampi.
Yeah, I like that, you know, pass cut action by the Cagers. We've seen that numerous times in this game, and really just keeps the bigs very busy pagdating sa depensa nitong Sarangani.
And that's just really in sync with the philosophy that Coach Mixon Ramos is trying to instill here in this Muntinlupa culture. As we now turn you over to Miss Andrea Indicio.
Dave Moralde has been with Muntinlupa ever since the league started. Nung tinanong ko siya if he ever had the thought of leaving or switching teams, sabi niya mahirap daw kasing iwan ang isang team that he had found his home in. Dagdag niya, when he's comfortable, he can perform better. Although right now with him and 2 more vets in Muntinlupa, mahirap daw talaga to guide so many young guys. Bunso at only boy pa naman sa pamilya itong si Dave. But here in Muntinlupa, siya ang kuya. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Andrea. At alam ko nga puro babae pa yung kapatid ni Dave.
Oh yeah.
Only boy pa. Only boy, ikaw pa ang bunso. Don't really know what that feels like.
Ako rin.
Dave actually had to stop with the Bacoor City Strikers, but that was the only change of team that he had in his MPBL career. In fact, I think it was in the 2nd season when he was named playing head coach. And that's how much this franchise has trusted him. And that's looks like it's going to be an unsportsmanlike foul called against Moralde there.
Well, 2 things. Clearly, that happened right in front of us. Ito natin si Dave. Siguro alam niya he will get beat in the open floor. Because the speed at which Madayag plays is definitely going to be left.
Absolutely no play on the basketball.
Yeah.
It was very apparent. It was very obvious in front of us. And that's gonna hurt. I mean, Bandayag was going full speed, and when you go full speed and you meet someone like that trying to impede your progress, masakit talaga yan.
Oo. Eh mas lalo na medyo matigas rin ang katawan nito si Dave. I mean, look at his build, and he was very stable on that point of contact.
Yeah, you know, he's one of the reasons why I stopped early playing basketball.
in our practices in UP. Oh boy,
Talaga.
I did not want to guard Dave Moralde. I welcomed the challenge, but it was not pleasant afterwards.
Yeah, you see this. That was definitely a shoulder right there.
And a little bit of an elbow.
Yeah, may konting elbow pa. Hindi mo naman pwedeng sabihin na silaw si Dave, no?
Malabo, coach. Malabo. It's a pity because I was already on the verge of saying how good the guy Dave Moralde is. Not so good on that last play.
but Dave off the court is a very passionate guy. I mean, you know.
No doubt about it. Ayun naman, tingnan mo si Mr. Suave.
I will never forget that one time we saw them in Muntinlupa and Riley was what? I think 3-4 years old. And once Riley saw those players, you know, he immediately pointed to Dave. I had to go to Dave. I didn't even know Dave that time. And I said, can I have a picture with him?
Sanay na yan si Dave sa mga ganyan. High school pa lang yan. Nagtatanong na yung mga tao para ma-picturean siya.
And right now, you know, they're really just trying to make whatever they can take from outside.
This is still a very manageable deficit to come back from.
Yeah.
If Sual makes his... is it going to be 3 free throws? They're going to be down by just 10. And he makes good on the first. Sual, you could say the only bright spot here, scoring-wise, para sa Sarangani.
Huwag natin kakalimutan, nag-13-point run yan nung last game nila versus Imus. And what's to say that's not gonna happen again today?
Marlins, as Coach John Callis mentioned, have already shown their character in that last game against the Imus Aguimat, especially in that 13-0 run Coach Mike just mentioned, when Imus was already up by 4 points with 3 minutes remaining. So let's see if that will be the same case here against Muntinlupa. If you guys just tuned in, both of these teams are looking to get back-to-back victories for the first time this year.
Pero importante dyan sa run na yan, it really starts on the defensive end. So you gotta stop them from scoring, at the same time score on the other way.
That's a good challenge on that 3-point shot by Cuevas. Makoy Marcos getting the offensive rebound. One of the hard things to do when you're in a zone is to collect those defensive rebounds.
Yeah.
And after this tough shot right there, tough finish underneath by Jetro Sombero, we bring to you our lucky fans of the game. Brought to you by Buenas, ang ating mga dakilang cameraman. Ako naman enjoying the game, taking a break this afternoon.
Naka-couple shirt pa yun, ah.
Yun na nga eh, matchy-matchy eh. Enjoying despite the sweltering weather here inside the West Arena. 6 na minuto na nakakalipas dito sa ating fourth quarter. Lead back to Baker's dozen, 72-60. Destacamento. Try to get it to Anthony Roque. That is stolen once again by Muntinlupa.
And these turnovers are not helping the cause at all para dito sa Sarangani. Good steal.
Megan Galang, even up close, could not score a basket.
Well, that was a 3-on-2, 3-on-1 fast break.
Only has 1 point in this game.
You could see Coach Alex right there telling them to get that ball deeper on the wing.
Long short on the layup attempt. Suwal dishes it out. Coy Alves running the break. There's a guy down. That's Jasper Lungalong. He's holding on to his right knee. We just really hate seeing stuff like that when a player is holding on to that part of their body.
Yeah, and holding on to it and, you know, showing a lot of pain.
And we do hope it is nothing serious, especially with how Lungalong has been progressing in terms of success this season. You know, he's been given a lot of responsibility by Coach Mixon Ramos in this very young core that they have. And he has a chance to become one of their best players at the end of the season.
Yeah, matter of fact, he had a really good game last time in that win against Bataan, his former team. He had 14 points, 8 of them in the third and the fourth quarter to go with 2 block shots. And you like to think na parang nagte-take off na slowly ang momentum para dito kay Jasper. And right now, yeah, you just feel for Jasper right now. Hopefully he's gonna be okay.
I've seen this guy grow right before my eyes. In my last year in FEU, it was his residency year, and then the next year he was able to make it to the main team. Had a lot of struggles in college as well, could not find his footing with any team, and finally right now he's been able to find a home with Muntinlupa.
Yeah, but a stretcher on the court is not a good sight at all. Hopefully he gets to get up.
Kung makatayo siya dito on his own power, then that definitely is a good sign. Pero mukhang hindi niya pa rin madiretso eh.
Oh, man.
That's
all right, knee buckle.
That's just not a sight to behold at all.
Yeah, right. Oh, it's tough.
Oh, maybe Andrea can get an update on the status of Jasper Lungalong.
The thing is, there was very little contact actually. He landed by himself.
Yeah. Those are the unfortunate things that unfortunately sometimes do happen in this game.
And Jasper's a vital piece in that rotation of Coach Mixon. I mean, him coming off the bench has just been huge for the Cagers.
One of their leading scorers actually this year at 7.5 points per game. That's a 3-point shot finally para dito sa Sarangani.
And this is down to 7 here.
72-65. Atsual committing that personal foul just as Muntinlupa got down the court. There's Koy Alves connecting with Ryan Suwal on that play of the game, brought to you by Buenas. The rare times that you see Ryan Suwal actually make that pass.
Yeah. Ang maganda doon yung recognition na, you know, I have a wing guy that's running the other way.
Alfred Flores calling out the offense here.
Yeah, they're calling a floppy here.
Sarangani is sticking with that 2-3 zone.
Yep.
Marcos drop step. A pass to Marge De Leon short. Jomar Madayag skies for it. Madayag only has Giab to beat. Madayag initiates the contact. Malakas din talaga ang katawan nito ni Jomar Madayag, ano?
Yeah, and he sees that guy already ahead of him. You know, he just kept charging. Although the better finish would be a little jump stop and a floater so that you don't get into that. But, you know, he's just been not giving up on situations like that. Mga 3, 4 na beses natin nakita yan in this game. Lakas rin talaga ng katawan eh.
And the speed, oh boy. Amazing.
Yeah.
He just goes full steam ahead. When nobody's in front of him, you could pretty much be sure that he's going to go all the way. 8 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists for Jomar Madayag, although the free throw shooting has not been up to par this afternoon. 2 out of 6 now from that area. This is just a 6-point lead, and they get the steal. That's going to be a foul against Cuevas.
Yeah, and earlier we talked about the runs that Sarangani has. It has to start on defense. Now we're seeing it at least for the last 2 to 3 possessions here.
A pretty unconventional coach as well, yung kanilang backcourt pressure, no? Usually you would double on the sideline. This is one of the few times I'm seeing a trapping defense that's doubling in the middle.
In the middle, right. And so some coaches would do that, lalo na if the ball handler puts his head down on the floor and doesn't look on the other side. Not probing for a pass, but instead really just trying to get past that line of defense.
Well, this run is being slowed down a bit by this missed free throws of Jomar Madayag. That's 0 out of 3 now. Cuevas to Josh Gia. Muntinlupa has absolutely no need to rush as we now enter the final 2 minutes of this one, brought to you by GameX, the official online ending partner of the MPBL, the first and original online basketball ending sa Pinas.
Yeah, and a little 10-2 run here by Sarangani to, make this a closer game than it was. Biggest lead was at 16. Now it's down to 6.
Flores rejects the screen. Flores leans in. That shot is no good. Oh, unfortunate incident right there on the baseline para kay King Destacamento. That would have been already a stop there for Sarangani.
And they were ready to go fast break the other way, and Coach Mixon wants a timeout. He wants to make sure that, they get this right on the baseline out of bounds.
72-66. Anim ang kalamangan dito ng Muntinlupa. 1 minute and 44 to go. For Coach John Calios and the Sarangani Marlins, they will be facing Marikina on May 28, the Pampanga Giant Lanterns on June 1, and 6 days after that, they will be going up against the Abra Weavers, who are back on the winning track after that big win that they had at the Strike Gym last Tuesday. As we take a look at Commissioner Kenneth Duremdes and Security Head Rudy Distrito alongside Operations Chief Emerson Oreta. Asidre trapped at the sideline. They swing it to the other side. Shot clock winding down here. Asidre, corner pocket, 3. No bounce. Yep, the offensive rebound. Ooh, he throws it away.
Chance to score the other way here.
Galang finds Alves. He was doubled. Talking about Megan Galang. Oh my goodness.
Oh my.
That was another hard fall. And by the looks of it, mukhang Siko yung una no?
Yeah, it looked like yung Siko nga niya. I guess naked eye, it's like parang momentum ni Giab that carried him there. Because nagulat rin siya na nandun si Giab sa baba in that cut.
Well, it's such a pity that these things have to happen this afternoon. Earlier, it was Jasper Longalong who went out with an apparent knee injury. And now Koy Alves looked to have hit his elbow hard on the ground.
Yeah. On the floor.
Pero ngayon mukhang nadidiretso niya naman ng konti, which is a good sign. There you see our medical team trying to attend to him, trying to check on his status.
It's good.
Okay, that's a good sign. All right.
Mukhang napaganda yung masahe ni Coach John Calio sa ulo ni Koy Alves.
Yun lang pala yung agimat na kailangan niya.
Ginamitan lang ng masahe sa ulo.
Iba talaga si Master JK. That was a nice pass. Megan Galang recognizing the double team, knowing that. Right. Oh, yeah, that was a hard hit.
Yeah, it really was the momentum of Josh that carried him there.
Yuki Kawamura will be taking his place here. That was a mandatory substitution that Sarangani had to make.
Oh, man.
4 straight free throws missed right now for Sarangani.
That's total 14 missed free throws here for Sarangani.
12 out of 26. Imagine that, Coach Mike, and they continue to misfire. This could have been a tie game by now.
Yeah, in the previous game, they missed 10 altogether in that win.
Asidre being pressured by Jomar Madayag. Now it's with Jasper Cuevas. Shot clock at 6. Asidre goes inside, fouled. Muntinlupa They're already in the penalty, but Sarangani, I don't think they are yet. So it's just going to be a baseline out of bounds para dito sa Muntinlupa.
A good decision also by Isidre to try and go the lane side instead of middle. He's been going middle all the time. And sa pagkakataon na yun, no, dito muna tayo sa kaliwang side.
And there's a lull in the action here. Some substitutions made by Coach Mixon Ramos. Akoy Marcos will check in para kay Rocky Isidre.
And this little huddle by Coach John is really more on defensive coverages. I mean, maybe they're looking at that a flare action and pass screen away and flare the other side para dito sa Cagers. They want to check that.
Ooh. Another foul on Jomar Madayag. That puts Sarangani over the limit.
And you know, Coach John right here pretty much disappointed. They got a double on the low block, but this really long close out. Pretty close.
Yeah.
Sobrang dikit.
Too close for comfort.
Yeah.
Could have been a good trap already if you ask me.
Yep.
Napadikit lang talaga na sobra dun si Jomar Madayag. But good thing for Sarangani, Flores missing on the first free throw. So the score, di pa rin gumagalaw dito, 72-66. That's 1 out of 2. Now it moves. A 7-point ball game that we have on our hands under a minute remaining in this game. Now it's Sarangani's turn to call a timeout.
And this is a 2-possession game right here. You know, a 3-point play plus 1, a 3-point shot plus 1, or could be a 3-possession game also if they don't have that. But the important thing here is yung execution coming out of this side out of bounds for Coach John. And the huge question is, do they inbound from the back or do they forward it in the front?
Once again, our MPBL leadership on your screens. Hey, Coach, just a recap on the 3-point shooting for Sarangani this afternoon. Very uncharacteristic still, the numbers that they have at this point of the match. 6 out of 26 from 3-point country when they're averaging 33 attempts from the outside. They were 12 out of 40 in that game against Imus.
Yeah.
And for Muntinlupa, next 3 games on their schedule are the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards, the Bicolandia Oragons, and the Bacolod City of Smiles, who will be facing the still unbeaten Season 4 champions, now under the tutelage of Coach Don Dulay and Coach Rob Wainwright. Sama mo na dyan sila Coach Matt Makalintal. Parang ang requirement dun sa coaching staff ng Nueva Ecija, lahat kalbo. Madayag, that's a big 3.
Wow. Now this becomes a 1-possession game here. You got to get a good stop.
73-69. 47 seconds left. Almost a steal by Destacamento. Flores with the basketball. Gets the screen from Giab. It's now at Cuevas. Isidre.
Got 5 to shoot.
Looking inside. Cuevas has to take it. That's off the front of the rim. Destacamento taps it to himself. Suwal, no numbers for Sarangani. He'll take it anyway. There was some contact, no whistle blown. That was halfway down, Coach Mike.
Yeah, and you're a bit surprised. Ryan Suwal opting for that drive. That defense, to my vision, was actually reeling going back. And so you have that separation, and you got that in your bag in 3-point shot. Why not take it?
That just goes to show you how much the influence defensively of Muntinlupa has worked this afternoon against Sarangani.
Yeah, and you talked about, and the free throw misses here.
Both teams struggling from the line.
Still leaving this door open.
Definitely still a chance here for the Marlins. Coach John Carlos hungry for that back-to-back victories. They have not won 2 straight games yet this season. A missed also by De Leon. 0 out of 2. Here comes Suwal again. Suwal will take it.
That one too strong.
That was way off, and he had the defense right in front of him. Can Sarangani still get a steal here? They're going to have to foul.
Yeah. Well, we talked about Javi, them not getting to their fast break game. They're a -3 right now in terms of fast break. And so much lower attempts from 3 para dito sa Sarangani. And a lot of that has to do with the defense recognition of Coach Mixon. Alam niya na 3 points ang gusto nito. Kaya sa half-court set, nakaangat yung depensa nila. Kaya kanina in the first half, you saw, logo threes being taken by Ryan Soal, primarily because the defense is right there, way above the 3-point line.
Cuevas is 1 out of 2. What will the call be here? There's a push against Muntinlupa. It's going to be Sarangani basketball.
11 seconds.
No, not just Sarangani basketball. It will be 2 free throws because both teams already over the limit. So the door is still open here for Sarangani, coach, with 9 seconds left.
9 seconds left. Technically a 2-possession game with Javi Palanya on the call.
Coach, this is not my season anymore. The crown now belongs to Miggs Gomez.
To Master Miggs.
Destacamento makes this a 4-point game. 74-70. And he makes both. I'm not sure if he intended to make the second free throw. From the looks of it, he was trying to miss.
Yeah. Pero kita mo yung frustration ng coaching staff ng Cagers. They hated those missed free throws. This game could have been done already.
Exactly.
Right.
And for the side of Sarangani, well, this could have been an even tighter game than it already is if they made their free throws as well.
Ang magandang tanong niyan, fa-foul ka ba kung ikaw ang Sarangani, understanding na 4 na free throws yung minintis na Muntinlupa on their last 2 trips? And so, that might be on the minds, also playing a little psychological game right there.
Jacob Galicia, Nico Balde, and the rest of the Bacolod City of Smiles looking very primed and ready for their upcoming matchup with the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards right after this one. Oh, it's been a long game, Coach Mike. A lot of stoppages. Both coaches utilizing 2 challenges each. And it all came down here to the last seconds, just when we thought Muntinlupa was trying to break the game wide open. Sarangani, again, the power of the 3-point shot. You really could not count them out with any kind of margin here in the 4th quarter.
I guess there's a good chance they'll be fouling, but it matters who receives that ball. We'll see.
You have De Leon, Flores, Giab, and Asidre to try and receive the basketball here for Muntinlupa. Cuevas is designated to inbound. That's almost a turnover. Foul's taking too long to come. And they don't blow the whistle on that touch by Destacamento on Giab.
Yeah, and King was actually searching for that foul. He wanted to give it up a little bit earlier.
Coach John Carlos is visibly frustrated. He is on the floor right now shouting at our officials saying, kanina pa foul yun eh. 7 seconds off the clock, Coach. Those are valuable ticks off the game clock.
Yeah, this is a done deal here. Not unless you get to foul a 3-point shooter. This is a done deal for the Cagers.
Just like the great Miko Halili likes to say it, unless a miracle of biblical proportions will happen in this one. This is it for Muntinlupa, and they walk away with the team getting back-to-back victories after getting their first win of the season against the Bataan Risers in their last game. They get their second victory here today at the expense of the Sarangani Marlins.
Yeah, and the control of the boards, a +15, a +16 rather, and a +5 on assists, coupled with a stoppage, or well, they stymied a little bit that fast break.
Coach, your pick for best player was Jasper Cuevas. He led the way with 14 points in this one. One of 2 guys in double figures. His best player of the game is brought to you by Buenas, but we do also have to applaud quality minutes played here by Errol Bongay, who had 12 points in 12 minutes. We also have to acknowledge Josh Giab, Makoy Marcos, as well as Jetro Sombero and Alfred Flores in his MPBL debut this afternoon, all contributing to Muntinlupa getting their second victory of the season in a 75-71 decision over the Sarangni Marlins. Our final score brought to you by GameX, the official online ending partner of the MPBL, the first and original online basketball ending sa Pinas. Up next, we have the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards staking their perpetual immaculate record against the Bacolod City of Smiles. Thank you so much for joining us for this first game. We hope you stick with us. This has been the Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Keep it locked in here.
Sumasaya kapag may labay nagkakaisa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yumayan